All right, we are live. Greetings, fellow traders. Let me just tweet it out so everybody can join in here. 1 second. There we go. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Good, good, good. All right. Great. Well, I hope everybody had a great trading day today. So today we're going to be continuing our discussion and wrapping up our discussion on day trading weekly charts. Great. Well, with swings. Swing, bada. So good stuff. So let's take a look here. Before we get started, everything we're going to talk about is for educational purposes only, and not investment advice. So please take a moment to review this disclaimer. Sorry, somebody just sent me a funny DM. Please take a moment to review the disclaimer, and then we're going to take a look at where we left off in the market. And then we'll take a look at the futures, and then we will go over the topic, and then we'll take a look at questions and chart requests. So let's get started. So SPX, what a day today. So down 17 points, right? It doesn't feel like it at all, though, but we had some really big moves today. Really interesting stuff, right? So monthly chart, guys, still green, right? So it's still kind of hanging out there. It's kind of working its way up slowly, but the intraday stuff is what gets fun sometimes. Anyway, so weekly chart, right? So we got one more day left in the week. It should be an interesting day tomorrow because we're at a very interesting level, right? We keep on testing these upper shadows here the prior weeks, right? We're actually red and kind of getting a little bit below those, right? So a little spinning top right here. Plunge protection team really needs to step up tomorrow and start buying because turn this thing green, maybe into a green hammer that we can start to push up and take out this candle because this thing is still reigning supreme over these candles right here, right? But we are over the 30 weekly moving average, so that's a good thing. We also have this open gap up here, which is now that we put a nice little kind of box around that significant level going into next week or this week. We'll see how it goes. We'll see what tomorrow brings, right? So we had some pretty big moves on certain names here today, but good stuff. So that was the SPX here on the weekly, daily chart, right? So it gets a little bit more complex as you get into the nitty gritty of each of those big candles, and but pretty cool stuff, right? I mean, we're basically in the trend box right now, right? We're below the upper trend line, so we're just kind of chopping around in this area right here. Now we do have a gold cross forming here on the 50 and the 200 MA. The thing is with this, right? So this is generally considered a bullish area, right? And it may be the reason for some buying pressure. But I mean, look here. We had a death cross right here where the 50 crossed over the 200, and yeah, we moved down a little bit right off of that. So, but then we kind of just rallied back up, right? So, so I would, it is what it is. We'd rather just kind of look at price, right? See what our trend lines are doing, and stick with that, right? So the idea is if we do push up and we get a strong candle coming, what it'll do is I'll shift our trend line over, right? The trend box will go away, right? And then we'll have this. So what would happen is we would go up here, right? We might chop around for a little bit, and then we would look to see how we handle a pullback to that trend line to see if we can work our way up higher, right? So that's what we're waiting for. That's kind of what we're doing right now. In the meantime, kind of day trading and just seeing how we handle this trend box. So not forcing anything for sure. Right now, a couple good things though. We do have a rising 50 MA. That is good, and we have a rising 80 MA too. And we bounced off of that today, so that's a good thing too going into tomorrow. But we'll see. We'll see what they have in store. Right. So let's take a look at the intraday price action today. So you can see here. We gapped. Today was interesting, right? So yesterday was interesting too, right? So that's 2 days in a row. That's 2 days in a row where we kind of opened flat. We really haven't seen that very much in this market, right? So it's a lot of it has to do with the fact that we're in the trend box, right? We haven't had these major gaps up, right? And so that's been interesting. Yesterday the reason was because they took a lot of meat off the bone from the pre-market activity, right? The futures activity, but we did get a nice push at the open, so that was good. And then we got a nice move down, right? Now today was pretty interesting too. Now this time, right, we got a gap up, but this time it was a down move. So that was fun too. So we had a couple interesting moves, but the you know how it goes, guys. It stairs up, elevator down, and so stairs up, elevator down. Those down moves are a lot faster. They can be very, very fun, right? And we did have fun in the group today on the short side. And then we had a double inside 15 bottom here, and then worked our way up, right? So and we just couldn't get over the 15 orb high. Okay, so that's good stuff there. These are the other levels that we provide to our members before each market opens, so you can see how significant these were, right? So really cool stuff. We had two closing gaps below in the SPX, and it was the second one where we found support down here, right? And then we bounced off of that today, and just kind of slowly kind of ground our way back up. But once again, we couldn't get above the 15-hour below. Okay, so good stuff. Let's take a look at the S&P futures and see where we're at here this evening. They were green earlier, and I think they were starting to turn red. Yeah, so they're slightly red here. So we're kind of in a kind of a choppy area here. So this is pretty cool stuff, right? So we looked at a couple Fibonacci levels today that were pretty interesting, right? So I can probably take this off the radar right here. Sometimes we just use that to clarify entries. But one of the things that we're looking at going into tomorrow, right, is this. Okay, so we've got a couple geometric lines that are interesting here. This was a recent geometric line that broke down here this evening. Now look what happened here this evening, right? So during the day, look where we found resistance, right? We found it at the 15-hour below, just like we mentioned on the SPX, right? And so we came down off of that. Now we came back up again there tonight, and we had a little bit of a down move off of it. Got us below this geometric line. Then we came up one more time, right, and couldn't do it, and that's where we flushed here this evening. So that brought us red here on the night. So we're down 3 points there. Now let's see how that holds, right? Because we kind of came into a little bit of buying pressure in these areas right here. You can see these swing pivots here and here, and here, right? So a little bit of buying pressure. So we had holds tonight. So maybe we'll chop tonight, and then we'll get some fun action tomorrow. And we'll see where that goes. So we'll be keeping an eye on this stuff, guys. One of the big levels, right here, should be interesting, right? That's a nice top right there. And then we'll see what we have in store for tonight to see if maybe we set up a triangle tonight going into the open tomorrow. So good stuff. All right, so that's the futures, and now let's take a look at the topic for this week as we wrap up day trading weekly charts. And today we're going to be talking about swings. Okay, so swings, again, we've talked about them before. Swings are typically holds that we hold for 1 to 5 days, right? So we're not talking about major investing type moves, but we can use those weekly charts to really help us. And we started off this week talking about that and the importance of special candles and things like that. And really just kind of want to hammer home with that today about the importance of these candles when going into a trade. So let's go back and let's take a look at a few more examples on these weekly charts. Right, so you go to the weekly here. Right, obviously, when we're using here on the just go to the SPX on this one. Okay, obviously during this Corona crash, right, there was a lot of big things that happened, right? So as we talked about yesterday, we talked about gaps. Okay, so that's a big concept right here. When you gap far off of a weekly chart, right, that's significant. Right, so here we gap down below this, and then that helped us see that there was a momentum move, right? We could see there was a lot of key levels right here. So this week, starting off this week like that, right, was a very important way to look at that candle and see what we're doing, right, and to see what kind of context we have going into an overnight or a multi-day swing trade, right. So within the range of that candle, we can look for our daily setups to see where we are, right. So that was 224, the week of 224. So if we go back to the daily chart, right, if you go here to 224, right, the start of this week, right, we gap below that, right. So that red weekly candle, although it wasn't red, fully red at the time, that helps us see what's going on, right, in a larger term context, right? And then it gives us intuition into the next week, right? So we finished that week with a lower shadow right there. So we don't necessarily want to be fully short on that going to the next week, and it's a good thing we wouldn't be, right? Because, and in fact, this was a good place where we could have bounced, right? This was a major level right here. This was back in September, right, of 2019. We hit some major levels right here on that. And in fact, we gapped up right off of that here into the prior week. So that's something you can look at going into the next week. Be like, hey, this closed pretty strong. We held some support right here on the weekly chart. Let's even gap up and push. And we did. Right? We pushed into that week, and then we rejected the 30 weekly moving average. We moved down from there. Right? So it's just very, very important to see this before taking on a swing trade, any sort of overnight, to look at what's going on the weekly charts. Right? And one of the best examples that we have off of this, is Boeing. Right? So if we go back to Boeing, this happened the week before. Right, the week before the 737 Maxes had their first accidents, right, overseas, and this gives a lot of clarity right here. I'm not saying that that technical analysis is going to predict the future, right, of what's going to happen, but all I can say is this is not a good candle to swing long, right, into the weekend, right. So if anything, it was bearish engulfing, right, and it was not a horrible concept to look for a potential short position on Boeing, right. It was already pretty extended. Look at RSI. RSI was overbought, right, with a bearish engulfing candle. Absolutely, right. So that kind of gives you a heads up that, hey, maybe this thing is gonna might be working on its way down, right. And then over the weekend we had that 737 crash, and then we really kind of came down off of it. That's one of the best examples I think that's out there, right. And then we see some other ones too, right. There was a big one here, AGN. This is a move that we had in our newsletter. We had a trade of the week this week. back here, right, on this day, on this weekend, and we had a major move up off of this, right? And why do we like this? Why do we like this so much as a potential swing trade? Because we had a bullish engulfing candle on the weekly chart, right? So, it was in a major downtrend for a long time, but then we had a huge engulfing candle. That means it was a big week that week. That was back in June of 2019. This is one of our biggest overnight trades that we had. In fact, it gave a great setup on the intraday. But this bullish engulfing candle gave us the idea that there's a potential to go long off of this one, right? And then they had to get some big acquisition news off of that, a huge gap up. That was one of our best trades ever, right? So it was really, really good. So if you go back here, to those dates, right? So this is where we were, right? This is the bullish engulfing candle, right? And then, right, we had you go to the daily chart, right? It was also, almost like 3 white soldiers off of this one too. We had an inside day. We failed to break that inside day down, right? And that gives you confidence that at least we're going to test the top of this range of that candle, right? We just ended up gapping, 100 points over or 70 points over. It turned into a phenomenal move, right? So just a couple, great tools on that, and using the weekly charts can really help find great swing setups, right? Especially when you see stuff like triple inside weeks, right? We talked about that before, right? We talked about the inside weeks this week, right? So triple inside week, that gives you confidence, hey, that we might, start to see a move on these things, right? And I believe SPX too, right? And of course, we just talked about this, right? So, is the crash over with? Maybe. We don't really know for sure, but all we knew is that we had a bullish engulfing week this week. RSI was oversold, and look what happened. We had a complete V reversal off of that, right? And then you go back to the 2019 lows, right? You have this major reversal candles right here, a nice hammer off of a move right here, and that got us going again. So very, very important stuff to look for potential reversals in the market, and also to gauge when we're looking for swing trades. So good stuff. Well, hopefully you guys found that helpful. At this point, if anybody has any questions or chart requests, please feel free to plug those in the chat window, and we'll get through as many as we can, and try to wrap up as early as possible so we can all get a good night's sleep and have another awesome trading day tomorrow. And tomorrow is Friday, guys, so just remember, expiration day on the weekly option. So check your positions, right? Don't want to get assigned if it's not part of your trading plan. And also keep in mind the theta is really, really low, so it's all about momentum moves tomorrow. Very, very fast stuff on Fridays. Okay, you can get some fun moves, right? You can get stuff that moves from like last week or what was it, like 2 weeks ago we had Facebook. We pointed out at the open that went from like $1 to like $10, right? In like an hour. It's fantastic, right? So that's the kind of fun stuff we have on Friday, but also be careful with it too because it could pull back, right? So just be very, very careful with your risk management on that on Friday. Anyway, other than that, good stuff. So let's take a look at questions and chart requests. So let's go to the daily chart here. Come up to present time. And Mike, what's going on? Hello! Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. So yeah, nice of the pajama traders to leave us a tradable day. Absolutely. And it was jobs day today. I was like really worried about it, right? Because that comes at 8:30, and we got kind of a limited move off of the job numbers today. And they were actually, it's kind of funny, it's humorous, right? Because the job numbers were better than expected. We had a sharp down move today. And it's just the humor of that just is, the irony of it is overwhelming sometimes. But yes, very tradable stuff today. Great stuff. All right, let's take a look at Tesla. Yeah, I mean, Tesla felt a little bit bearish today. It had some good down moves yesterday. It was up 28 points today. Basically, you got an inside day today, right? So this is good, right? This is kind of what we were hoping for. We're looking for maybe some consolidation up here to see if this thing can keep building, right? I mean, I don't even mind, if Tesla chops around for a couple months. It probably won't, but it's done it before, right? It's chopped around for a while. How long was this? This was what? 20 days? Right? What was this here? 14 days, 20 days? Right? So, maybe, you never know. We might go 20 days here sideways, and then we'll see if it gets going again. It could be very, very interesting. We might see some down moves. We might see some sharp down. We might not get all the way to the trend line here, but it might start to give us like some setups, right? But right now, we're just kind of hanging out. Of course, we'll look for some more breakout candles to see how that goes. But yeah, just kind of, generally okay today. Intraday stuff. Fast down moves, decent recovery. I love this 15 order recovery right here today, once it got back into the range. Fantastic stuff. Good. And then Boeing. Yeah, Boeing, guys. I mean, this is one of those ones. This is why, we were just focusing on, a lot of SPY stuff today and a couple other strong names like AMD, Roku, stuff like that. But Boeing, guys, look at this. There's your cliffhanger right there. We've been tightropeing across right there. It's slipping down off of the off of the tightrope right there. So But it's kind of hanging out in the triangle right here still. But kind of the big thing was this is kind of the move at the open. But there was better trades than Boeing today. Like SPY was such a fantastic short this morning, right? And BABA was a fantastic short this morning. So Boeing was really, it was a quick move, but it was a little bit tougher, but it still gave a good move. And then we were looking for some more short setups, and I like the pullback to the ADMA that kind of gave a move. And then just kind of blah. That's tough on options right there. I mean, you make your move, but blah. Anyway, interesting stuff. So Boeing. So we'll see how that keeps going there. And then JP Morgan, great one on that one. This is a good one to look at. Banks were definitely on the radar today. They were weak pre-market. At this point here, we've been sliding down this trend line, and we're holding the bottom of the cloud right now. Very, very important levels to hold here. Okay, we haven't quite filled this gap yet, too. So another push down there could get that going. Then we'll see if we can hold this this upper geometric line to see how that goes. Good stuff. Appreciate it, Mike. Thanks for tuning in. ZEK, let's say good evening. AMD. Oh yeah, AMD was fantastic today, guys. This is great. So we tried to short this one at the open, and this kind of brings like a good point, right? So not to get married to day trades, right? So guys, we don't like to lose money at all, right? So if a trade's not working, we get out. Right, so we tried shorting this at the open. It was strong pre-market, so we saw that going on. But then we saw everything kind of curling over. We saw the market getting kind of weak. So we did a little bit of a quick short right here. Got a little quick profit. I started to move back a little bit. I didn't like how it was moving back, so we get out for break even. Right, and then we switched gears. We're like, okay, wait a second. This thing is really starting to move again, right? And pushed it above here, and then we went long on this one. So this was a great one at the open. And look at the volume that came in this morning. Just beautiful, beautiful volume. Increasing volume on these green candles. You got to love it. Then we had increasing volume on the shooting star. This is where the market really started going down. But look how well it held up, right? It held up very, very nice. And then we had this nice triangle move right here, inside 15 up, and then held the ADMA up for the rest of the day. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Got back above the upper trend line today. Filled this gap. Right, filled its open gap right here, this gap right here. So now the only stuff we're dealing with right now is this guy, this prior geometric line here, which is kind of taken out with this. But if we can get over there, right, see if we work our way back up, get out of this trend box, and get AMD going, get it to all-time highs. Let's go. So yeah, so AMD is very interesting today. Space, great one on that one. Huge breakout candle today, guys. I know we've been tracking this one here for a while. Big triangle move. We were waiting for this day. A nice breakout candle with big volume. Now we just need the follow through. So let's see how that goes going in tomorrow. But beautiful move today. SRNE. Yep, still working its way up there nicely, inside day up. NEO. Well, it climbed its way up a little bit here. We had a great short here off of the harmonic pattern here around 15. Then it kind of came back up a little bit today. So let's see how it holds up here. I definitely still want to keep an eye on this one to see if it gives us any nice short setups on it as well. But still looking, it's still kind of hanging in there so far. So big inside day today. So let's see how that goes going into tomorrow next week. Shirley, good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. I know you sent some in via email right here, so let's take a look at Costco. Huge move today. We've got some members who did really, really well on this one. Inside day yesterday, they had their store numbers gapped above the inside day and all these geometric levels here, and then just kind of did a nice gap and go here intraday, right? So given a big push at the open, pull back right here to the ADMA, didn't crash with the rest of the market, basically a bull flag to the ADMA, and then worked its way up here, for a nice push, and then that nasty down move at the close. But still, great move on Costco here today. Good. And then ZS. Yeah, great follow through from yesterday's inside day up. You got to love this, guys. I mean, just a nice tight consolidate, boom, right? So this is nice how it held up and once it broke out of these levels right here. This is a good candle yesterday too, inside day up. Got to love it. And EA. Get in the trade, right? So EA, decent move up, inside day up today. So wow, still continuing to be bullish on this name here. CI, earnings coming up not too far away. CI Cigna, wow, yeah, breaking down insurance names, weak today, right? So look at that, nice breakdown here at these geometric levels. Good follow through the downside. We'll see how it goes. If we, might get some more weakness going in tomorrow, we can put that on the radar there. 1 second. Let's go. Let me get the Friday stuff up here. Give me 1 second. Let's see. We have EA was looking pretty good. Let's see if it gives any more follow through in tomorrow. And then CI on the short radar. Costco we know is going to be a 30 orb for tomorrow. We'll see how the other ones go. Okay, good. Great stuff so far, Shirley. Awesome. What else we got? Facebook, yeah. So Facebook actually inside day today, I believe. Yep, inside day here. Kind of getting tight again. So let's see if we can push above those levels, get it to all-time highs. It's been lagging some of its friends, and so it might be gearing up for another move. So good stuff there. And what else? Good. Appreciate it, Shirley. Have a wonderful one and a great day tomorrow and great weekend. Michael, what's going on? Good to see you. Overstock. Yeah, still climbing. Big inside day today, so let's see how that one holds there. I mean, it's definitely getting looking a little bit extended right there. It might take a little time for that ADMA to catch up, and then it's well above its first upward trend line there. So could be a bump, right? Could be a bump line here. Like that, so we've got that going on too. And then we'll just keep an eye on it for a bump and run potential. CRWD. Yeah, nice follow through from yesterday, guys. This is on the game plan yesterday. You guys found this one, just a nice push up off of that one, and then LNNW. Okay, decent move there. Yeah, so Limelight, I know we were looking at the other day. Nice inside day hammer yesterday, and got retested it this morning, and then pushed up a little bit, and then just couldn't get over those prior highs. So good stuff. I'm a decent move on that one. Just be careful of these upper shadows. All right. Jay, what's going on? Hello. Good to see you. Cesar, what's going on? Facebook, let's take a look. Again, inside day today, so we're definitely going to keep an eye on this one, see if it breaks out of these levels, gives another push here to all-time highs, as it's been lagging its friends a little bit. And then Apple, ooh, choppy, sloppy day today. I finally fixed that candle. There was a bad tick intraday. 385 was the number, and then I just kind of went in here, and it had a crazy tick, I think, on the first candle, so I had to fix that today. 385.27 being the fresh all-time high. So it ended up actually giving a couple interesting moves today, but really mostly just choppy, sloppy today. So, but all-time highs. Let's see. It goes. Possible hanging man. I'd like to see how this is. Our trade of the week idea in our newsletter this week. So it ended up giving a nice move. So now let's just kind of see what it does here. Kind of going in here. Maybe it'll give us a nice pull back to the upward trend line, and then kind of bounce off of that one. So let's see if that can continue to follow this epic trend up. So good stuff. Good to see you, man. Appreciate you and your support, Michael. What's going on? ZS. Yeah, great follow through from yesterday. Nice move up with that. Good gap up and go. Docu. I know you love this one. Oh, still going, It might be calming down a little bit up here. Had some big volume today as it pushed up here. 217s gave you a spinning top day today. AMD. Incredible day today. Huge candle day on AMD. And work. Down a little bit, but inside day, so consolidating here at the cloud, so that could give us something to work on. And then F-cell. Wait for that to pull over there. Yeah, nice hammer today after it kind of held the, kind of pushed down a little bit, held 50% of the prior range, and then worked its way up. Looking good there. You had your best month ever. That's what I'm talking about, Michael. Great job. And it's only the beginning of the month. Best month ever in the first week. You got to love that. Just preserve those profits, man. And treat every trade like a fresh one. It's good stuff. Hey, my pleasure. Thanks for tuning in and always, being a great part of this. We really appreciate it and your positive attitude. Good stuff, man. X-Country Kev, what's going on? BA to the downside. I mean, yeah. I mean, it had a nasty candle today. Just kind of pushing down here. So, it filled the gap here today. So let's see how that holds. But again, it's getting really, really close to this other cloud right here. It's got a little bit of time to get there. So let's see if we can get there. Right. Otherwise, you got the bottom of the trend box right here, which is basically the bottom of the triangle too. So let's see. Let's see how that goes going into tomorrow. And and then yeah, my pleasure, X-Country. I really appreciate it. Threep, what's going on? BA, there it is. Yeah, the Indiana Jones bridge right there. I love it. EA, nice one there. Inside day up, we're going to keep an eye on that one tomorrow. We'll keep that on the list. Net. I got really tight the last couple days, and then finally gave a push to the tag the ADMA and worked its way up. Guys, these cloud names and tech names and software names have been really, really strong recently, right? And the semis were strong today too. Good stuff. That always helps to keep an eye on those sectors. J-Mouse, what's going on? Good evening. Yeah, AMD, just a stellar, super duper move, right? Big candle today. Big volume today, got over a bunch of key levels, so just watch it, maybe run into a couple of ones. Right? I mean, AMD will do this. We love these days, right? We traded this day here. Most of this move was at the open, which is great. This one, moved up, paused, and then moved again, which is good. But filled this gap here, so let's see, and it closed above it, so let's see if that can continue to defend. And then Tesla, inside day. Inside day. So we're just, kind of watching the consolidation here. Disney. Yeah, decent move right here. So it was a strong move yesterday. Again, recent talk about Park reopening. Let's see if this turns into kind of like a little doji sandwich and kind of try to work its way up off of that. But yeah, started where it's holding the cloud, so defending that. That's a good thing. SRNE. SRNE, nice. Inside day up. Strong move. And then PayPal. Wow, I mean, it's continuing to work. It's sloppy, but it's continuing to hit all-time highs, right? We've seen a lot of names like this, right? PayPal, is grinding its way up at all-time highs. Piton is another one, right? So there's kind of these grindy all-time high moves, but other than that, it's still doing it, right? Tough on options, decent on shares. So good stuff. Kim, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, definitely a fun day today. Let's take a look at Chegg. Chegg. Yeah, decent push to all-time highs there, and then pulled back a little bit. So still hanging in there, right? Spot up $5 today for a fresh all-time high, but just couldn't give the close, right? Gave you an upper shadow on that one. It had a great last couple of weeks though. XOM, ooh, wow, yeah, big breakdowns in oil today. So we'll just still keep that on the radar too, on the short radar going into tomorrow. Oil struggling here. Oil names struggling recently. Yeah, and the VLO. We looked at this one the other day. It was on our game plan short radar. And Doji Day down. Beautiful. Coming out of the cloud, too, with big volume. Just a great one on this one. Love it. Beautiful. Thank you, Kim. Jay Nail, let's take a look. Yeah, home builders were strong today. Tricky to trade, like Home Depot was nice, things like that. And look at that. That one pulled back a little bit there. What did Home Depot end up doing? Yeah, pulled back too. Strong at the open, though. What else? WCLD. Jay, hope you had a good one today. Yeah, nice move off of that one. Okay, good. Dog. Okay, yeah, hanging in there. A little bit of an upper shadow there, but still, looks like it's building. Webs. Yeah, look at that. That is just Bear ETF just continuing to drift its way down. Imagine that. And then FL with the Foot Locker. Retail's been trying to get strong, guys. I mean, you have Costco strong, Walmart strong recently, and but Foot Locker not so good, right? So close below 50-day moving average, but it did leave you a lower shadow on that one. So good. Ramesh, what's going on? Good to see you. RP. Yeah, hanging out there. Nice bounce off the cloud there today. Got over the inside day high. Tried to take it down, then brought it back up, so that's good. AMD. mRNA. Yeah, strong move on mRNA today. I like how it got out of this this downward trend line here. Good volume coming in today, so that's nice. So yeah, so look at mRNA for some potential follow through going into tomorrow. Had a big breakout move here intraday with some good volume. Then just kind of got to the 80 and just worked its way up a little bit. I'm gonna put that on the bullish radar for tomorrow. I like the volume on that. See if I can get a little more strength going in tomorrow. Good. And then Sedge. Good stuff. Yeah, so Sedge, again, pushing its way up, kind of came off of those highs right here, but it did give you a fresh all-time high today, which is nice. Good stuff. Venkata, what's going on? Good to see you. Roku. Let's take a look. Yeah, I mean, Roku is awesome, right? So strong move right here. It came right into, not to be Buzz Killington on the whole thing, but it came right into this this trend line right here. So this is tomorrow. What did we say last night, guys? Remember? I said, double inside day on Roku. I said, it's today, it's now or never today. And it sure did it, right? Double inside, it gapped above the double inside high, took out these levels, and just continued to just plow itself up there. Just a beautiful move on Roku, guys. I mean, I'm not saying we called it, but goodness gracious, we said that it should have done it today, and it did. And so that's a good thing. It even got over this geometrical line right here, so let's even get some follow through tomorrow. I'm definitely interested in seeing what tomorrow's candle looks like. AMD, of course, super duper strong. Baba. Boeing. Yeah, so Baba, guys, big gap up today. We shorted this one right at the open, right? It was starting to get a little bit like, give me a break, right? I mean, they're not doing anything, They just listed on Hong Kong the other day, and they're doing a stock split, right? So we're like, okay, yesterday, this first candle right here that kind of gapped above its all-time highs, right? Yeah, gap and go, we get it. Dark cloud cover here, low volume, gapping above that, professional gap up yesterday. Got it. Today, gapping above that? No, we're shorting that one today. So we shorted this one right at the open and got a really, really nice move down on that one. So it's hanging in there. It ended up hanging in there, though. It still bounced and filled the gap, and it's kind of hanging in there. So let's see what it does. That was a fun one. And then Walmart. Let's take a look. Yeah, Walmart decent recovery today. I was hoping to pull back a little bit more. I would hope it, like push down below the prior day's lows and go. Instead, it gapped up today and kind of reclaimed some of the range. So that was basically what it is what it is. But it held the cloud okay and worked its way. It had a couple strong moves intraday. I like how it got really tight here. Nice little ascending triangle there, and then once it broke out of these levels right here, yeah, it really started to get a decent move on that. And then held the 80 MA up for the rest of the day. So yeah, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Good stuff. Jay, what's going on? Seeing M patterns everywhere, I know. But remember, you got to wait, short in the top, right? It's kind of low risk trade, but it's also risky, right? Better to wait until we get like, halfway down. In my opinion. Right? Or you get some sort of confirmation somewhere. Good stuff. Enki, what's going on? Good evening. Hope you're doing well. Yeah. Let's take a look at ZI. How did that one do today? It was pulling back pretty nasty, right? Inside day down. It did get some great follow through the downside, and then they bought it back up. So yeah, see how it holds right there. It's kind of a rough area. Seems probably going to be out of play for a little bit. DKNG got a nice gap up this morning. We were hoping for a bounce off of yesterday's candle. And let's see if we can keep trying again there. JP Morgan again breaking down. Right, bank's pretty weak today. Oil weak today. Right, so definitely stuff to look at there. JP Morgan is holding the bottom of the cloud. Goldman Sachs down $5 today. Right, but it bounced off the 50-day moving average. So we're gonna continue to watch this one, see if we can get above that trend line there. So good stuff. The next, yeah, DKNG, just looked at that one. But SPCE, let's take a look. Huge breakout of the triangle, right? Big volume. Definitely looking forward to seeing some follow through in that one tomorrow. Let's keep that on the bullish radar. There. And BAC, right? Weakness in the banks. Down 33 cents today, but 1%. So and then kind of held it a little bit there. UPS. It's been chopping around out there and still chopping. LVGO. I mean, this thing just keeps on going. Goodness gracious. Incredible. Big move out of that bull flag, right? Here, move, crazy upper shadow, gap above the upper shadow, and then pause day, and then see ya. Have a nice one. Woo! And then Roku, of course, huge candle today. So we definitely want to see what kind of follow through we can get into tomorrow. Just keep an eye on that pivot level there. I'm sorry, that geometric level there. 4, again, just crazy little stock right there, but it pulled down to the 80 MA and then bounced off of that. And then vroom, 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 vroom. Down 2% today, guys. Big follow through from yesterday's nasty candle, so not surprised to see that. Lulu. Inside day up, failed to take the inside day down, so it's still just kind of consolidating up in this area right here. Net, I believe, got a little bit of a move up. It's still, kind of a hammerish type move, a little bit of an upper shadow on that one. Pins. Yeah, I mean, continuing to climb, guys. It closed over this level up here, right? So it's a big level for it to stay above. Now we just gotta see if we can keep on climbing, right? So watch out, a little bit of a spinning top, but it is above that level. So make sure that holds, right? NVTA. Hanging in there, right? So nasty pullback today, but ended up, still pushing above the high. Still ended up closing up 6 cents today. Win, what's going on? Good to see you, Nicola. Let's take a look, Nicola. Yeah, nice gap up today and pull back there, but it did give some good moves today, right? Intraday, right? So getting a little follow through today. Got really, really tight here, right? And give a nice little push to the upside. Intraday. But other than that, still a little bit sketchy here off of yesterday's Morningstar reversal. Still wouldn't be surprised to get a pullback, but it would have to do it pretty soon. Tesla inside day today, so just kind of consolidating up here, close to its all-time highs. Bank of America again, a little bit of pullback today. Bank's generally pretty weak today, but this one did leave you with a lower shadow. Not as nasty of a candle as JP Morgan. And then Beyond. Beyond Me tried to push down today and bounce off the 50 days. So still getting tight in this range right here. Let's see if we can get over this this geometric level right there. Good to see it. The next, Xilinx. Again, semiconductors pretty strong today, so it's up about a percent today. Held the 80 MA, pushed its way up. A little bit of an upper side there, so just kind of consolidating up there. Bagish, what's going on? Good to see you. Good evening. CDLX. Let's take a look. CDLX, yeah, huge push out there. Wow, yeah, big move on that one. See if we can get some follow through. Just watch out those for those prior pivot levels. Shop, hanging in there, inside day up. Gosh, I mean, just the fact that it's over $1,000 is just incredible, isn't it? Incredible. And then Netflix. Yeah, Netflix all-time highs today, so they're still hanging in there, guys. Pretty much been doing an earnings run here. Now it's been tough. It hasn't been easy, right? Big green day, red day, green day, red day, green day, red day, right? The green candle, red candle. So let's see how it goes. But it's still, still plowing its way up here before earnings. So, and again, the premiums keep on going up too because the volatility keeps going up. So if we can keep kind of plowing its way up and continue growing value on the premiums until earnings, then you get the vol crush. Good stuff. The Nest, what's going on? AMAT. Yeah, hanging in there, nice bounce off the ADMA right here. Just kind of chopping around as it defends the gap. Looking good. So Bagash, FTNT finally did it. Well, good. Yeah, it did. Up 3 points today, up over 2%. Huge push to all-time high, so good job. I wish we had the body above. Right, exactly. The previous all-time highs, I know, but it pushed back a little bit. The spy puke spoiled all the fun today. It did spoil a lot of charts. It did, right? So, but on the day trade side though, it was from but Fortinet. Oh yeah, intraday just giving nasty pullback. And then it kind of climbed its way back up. Good stuff. Yeah, mRNA, the Nest. Yeah, we're definitely we're gonna keep this on the bullish radar going in tomorrow. Lemonade. They don't sell lemonade, they sell insurance, and it's just kind of hanging in there. Nasty candle yesterday, but low volume. Today kind of worked back in the range here. So just look, see if it breaks down below those lows. Otherwise, it might consolidate here for a little bit. Still have trouble believing that this thing's going to be, doing anything major. Interesting that though with some of the insurance companies a little bit weak, right? JP Morgan. We'll pull right there, right? Still holding the cloud. Michael C. loved the bearish engulfing on Tesla about a month ago, and the next day Elon says the stock is too high. I know, it was great, wasn't it? Fantastic. Yeah, if you go back to Tesla, let's just take a look here on the weekly chart. That was the funniest thing ever. The stock is too high, and then it kept on going up, and it was like LOL, right? Super funny. Yeah, I think it was on the daily chart up here somewhere. Anyway, yeah, this one right here, that bearish engulfing potential, that was earnings. But I know what you're talking about. It was hilarious. Tesla, you gotta be careful with it. Too funny. The Nest, IPHI. Yeah, nice push above those levels right there. So looking pretty good. Good volume. Suyak, what's going on? Good to see you. Amazon, let's take a look. All-time highs today. My prediction for 2 months down the line. I can't even predict what it's going to do tomorrow. 2 months, right? I mean, reality is it's getting extended, right? So one of the things we looked at is how extended it could get. Right, so we had so we drew off of this trend line how much it pushed here before consolidating. So we're getting pretty close to this 32.46 level. So we're getting close to that extended level right there, and then then it may push sideways, into August, right? Or it could pull back there, right? We got the cloud right here, so it could pull back to 78, 77. So, or it could keep going up. It's possible. It's possible. Some people for a big crash. You're kind of suspicious. Yeah, I mean, right? I mean, as long as it holds short, I try not to short it. I try not to call tops, right? I mean, sometimes we can do some stuff. You have fun like we did with Neo the other day, right? Where it hit that 15 level, right? I mean, but here's the trend line, right? So, I mean, not really interested in shorting this thing until we break down, right? Until then, right? Bullish still proven otherwise, right? Now, it could pull back, right? But then we might be able to buy it off of that, and then it goes back up again. Or it could go sideways, and we could buy it off of that, right? So not until it breaks down below here and then confirms, right? Are we really interested in, can we really tell if the trend is trying to shift? So, impossible to predict. But it's certainly been strong though. So good stuff. Michael, what's going on? AMD all-time highs. Let's go! I love it. Then it has Mickey D's. Let's take a look. See how that's doing. Bounce off the cloud. I tell you, it was trying to work its way up there, then pull back a little bit. So low volume pullback. So this might be a good bounce area. So we can take a look at that. Fausto, what's going on? Apple. Let's take a look. So Apple, a little bit of a hanging man type deal right here, but again, still holding trend. So we'll see what they have in store for tomorrow. It's up a little bit after hours. And then thoughts on SPY for tomorrow and into the next week. Right, so right now we're still in the trend box, right? So we're still just kind of hanging out in this chop zone right here. Now the SPY gap hasn't been filled yet, even though it's been filled on the SPX. So if we get a strong day tomorrow, we might fill that, might close above it. See what we do. I mean, it all depends on where we're at in this trend box. If we stay in the trend box in the next week, then really can't say anything, right? Until we get above it, and then we'll just kind of evaluate it from there. But right now, I mean, anything could happen. We're kind of in the middle of this range. Could fill this gap. Could find resistance off of that. Come back down to the cloud. Right, we got some big open gaps below. We got open gaps above. We're really just kind of in the middle, in kind of the blah zone. So let's just wait and see what price says. UAL. Legend, what's going on? Good to see you. UAL. So UAL kind of hanging in there, right? So, one of the big things here, right? So a little bit of a sideways head and shoulders type pattern. It broke down below there, closed below the 50 EMA. Didn't have as much volume as yesterday. We had a little bit of cloud potential right here, so we'll see how that holds. But if we get below here, got to watch out. You got this open gap down here. Maybe earnings will give like some goofy, beating of estimates because the estimates are so low, type stuff, and it could work its way back up. But, earnings are a gamble. So, they just laid off a bunch of people. So we'll see how it goes. And the second wave of Corona, not looking good right now, right? Really, seriously, like increased cases, increased fatalities, right? Gotta keep praying for everybody. I mean, this is a mess, right? So, so that's not gonna be good. That's gonna be good for travel. So we'll see how it goes. But right now it's breaking. It broke down out of this geometric line here over the last couple of days. So we got that going on. Brandon, what's going on? Good to see you. Good stuff. Hey, thank you. Liking all the liking the little guy. You liking the little guy? CHFS. Yeah, a little penny stock right here. I like it. Yeah, I got over its 200-day moving average today. A little bit of an upper shadow there, but something to look at right there. And then Baba. Yeah, so pretty interesting stuff, right? So the big move here was Monday, right? We gapped above all-time highs, and we got a nice gap and go off that candle, right? Tuesday, bearish engulfing, dark cloud cover, right? But then they did a professional gap, right? So anybody who's short here got stuck when they gapped above it right here. Then we got another push to the upside. So that was good yesterday. Today, follow through. Amazing, right? But for no real reason, right? Except for this Hong Kong listing stuff and everything like that. So that was actually a nice fadeable gap today, but it did fade the gap, right? And then it's kind of holding it right now. So who knows what it's up to? It might just kind of consolidate over these areas right here. Unless there's some crazy news that comes out, I'm probably gonna just stay away from this one. It had a fun short today, but that was about it. So and Baidu, yeah, I won't even touch Baidu. Baba, I can trade Baidu. Bleh. What do we have? We had an inside day yesterday, gapped above it too. With the a lot of Chinese names were up again, and you got your trend line right here. So it's kind of hanging out up there. I can't trade this name. And then Netty. Not sure which one that is there, but yeah. But good. It's a Jay. Yeah, my pleasure. Vincata. Google. What? Google. Does anybody trade this thing? So tough to trade. The options have been abominable for the last year. But yeah, gave you a fresh high today. So fresh high, fresh trend line. So that's good. Finally. So that's there. And it is getting really close to all-time highs. So we might see a push on that one today. Sako Taco, what's going on? What do you think about now? What do you think about now? Yeah, another push up again today, just still doing its messy thing right there. But it did pull back and bounce off the 80 MA today, so that's good. Maybe it's just one of those ones where you just buy it, when it hits the ATR range of its lows. Pretty cool stuff. Then what's going up? How does Google it? Yeah, so Google, again, I don't mess with this thing. Right, so we trade options in our group, and the option has just been like really, really nasty. And had a great move up here, right? Nice bounce here off the cloud and all that stuff. So we got a fresh trend line on it right now. So it's really, really close to all-time highs. I mean, it's tough to say, right? A lot of these stocks have been hitting all-time highs and then pulling off of it. I mean, it's generally just it's been just such a blah name, right? Even the Corona crash was a pain, and even the reversal after that was a pain, right? So just I wouldn't even mess with it, honestly. But see if it gives a push. It might make it work up to all-time highs. So Nvidia, so Nvidia all-time highs again today as well. So big candle day, semis were strong. AMD was really the go-to one today, but Nvidia's strength helped us look at AMD today, right? So it gave couple nice pushes today, right, and kind of rode on the that type of semiconductor strength today. But yeah, big push today, 422, amazing stuff on Nvidia. Good stuff. Fast to Adobe. Let's take a look. Yeah, look at that. It's inside day up. This is on our bullish radar here this morning. Gave a nice push up to all-time highs and still ended up closing above that inside day, so that's a good thing. And then ZOM. Okay, yeah, just kind of hanging out there, right? So it's still pretty weak right there, so a little gap down. But I mean, last time it gapped down like this, it kind of did this thing and kind of worked its way back up. Gaps down, works its way up. Gaps down, works its way up. Interesting little stock right there. Little penny name. Cool. Xilinx, yeah. So it's kind of hanging in there. It's a tough one too. Tough little tradable name right here. It just goes, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Not really doing much on this one. It's still contained within that big mother bar, right? And then SPY, of course, still in the trend box. So we'll see which way that one wants to go. XLF a little bit weak today with a lot of the banks down here today, but still holding its cloud, right? And the IWM, similar, right? Bounce out the 50-day moving average. Let's see what it holds. It's got the cloud below it as well. Good. Michael Phillips, so the YM H forming on the 15-minute from today. Yeah, let's take a look. Yeah, a little bit of an H pattern right here. Yeah, a big H pattern right there. But yeah, hanging in there. Good. Thierry, what's going on? Yeah, my pleasure. Learning about the 15 orbit, how you draw your trend lines helps a lot. That's great. Awesome. I'm glad you found that helpful. The Nest, NetEase. Let's take a look. You just like NetEase because it's your name reorganized, right? So, wow, big gap up today. Again, this is a lot of that Hong Kong listing stuff. Also shortable, also fadeable today. Oh, you called it Netty. I gotcha. Lulu would be a good lot tomorrow. Potential. Yeah. Yeah, my pleasure. Royal, what's going on? Good to see you. Microsoft, little Mr. Softy. Inside day up. Fresh all-time highs and pulled back off of it. FSOY. I think this ended up giving a pretty good move today, if I remember. Yeah. I'll tell you, forever bullish on this one. This is a recent trade of the week idea, too. Still getting follow through on this. Amazing. And then QQQ. Overbought? I mean, it's definitely extended, right? So it's definitely extended for a couple of years right here. I mean, it started actually getting overbought here on the weekly chart. But look how long it could stay overbought, right? Months. So, right? You stay overbought for months. So, tough to say here. Again, I'm not looking at shorting it. All I'm doing is looking to see if it pulls back and we can buy it. Right now, it is just a little too extended to buy. Yeah, my pleasure. Let's end it on a high note. I'm looking forward to it. ZEK TSM moving the semis. Yeah, absolutely. Because it's Taiwan Semiconductor. Yeah, big move off of that one, too. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Good stuff, guys. Well, great charts tonight, and really appreciate everybody for tuning in this week. It's been a good discussion on the weekly candles, and we'll come up with another one for next week, and looking forward to that. So we'll see you guys Sunday night. We go live again with a new topic. So I hope everybody has a great night tonight, and I hope everybody has a great trading day tomorrow, and a wonderful and blessed weekend. And again, we'll see you guys Sunday night. Thanks again, everybody, for tuning in. If you're new here, definitely click subscribe on YouTube and hit the like button and the notification button. And be sure to check out the links in the description. It's got links to our website and to our Twitter page. The website, if you want to, you can sign up for our newsletter and our different groups that we have on there. We write a newsletter every weekend that goes over new technical ideas and some ideas for the next week. So anyway, guys, I really appreciate everybody. Hope everybody has a great night. Thanks again for tuning in. Stay healthy out there, and remember your risk first and stay safe.